We have a lot of knowledge as Indigenous people. We've been here for thousands of years. We've learned how to manage these areas. We've been a part of these ecosystems. So if we have to designate areas and show a new path in terms of marine conservation and sustainability, we're prepared to do that. My name is Xai'Xias, which means white bear. My other name is Douglas Neasloss. I work as the elected chief as well as the stewardship director for the Kitasu Xai'Xias Nation. So right now, we just arrived in Kitasu Bay, and this is the newest Indigenous protected area or marine protected area. This was just declared in July by the community. And this area is super important. This is where the Kitasoo people originate from. This is probably the most important breadbasket for the community. This is where we get all of our food, and people depend on this bay to sustain themselves and their families. So when the herring come in March every year, it brings in everything. Brings in all the rockfish, brings in the halibut, brings in all the birds like surf scoters. I would say over the last, I guess in my lifetime, we've seen some pretty drastic declines in aquatic resources across the board. When I was a kid in the 80s, it was a very different world. I just felt like things were a bit more abundant. We used to go pick abalone right off the rocks right on the shoreline, just 5 minutes out of the community. And I haven't seen an abalone now in almost probably 25 years. We've interviewed all of our elders, all of our fishermen, and everyone has said the same thing, that the stocks used to be there and there's major declines. People are very scared or very worried. We think of protected areas as benefiting everybody: commercial fishermen, recreational fishermen, First Nations food fishermen, the conservation of different species, and so we think it's going to be a win-win for everyone. There's lots of evidence that if you protect your area, stocks will rebuild, they'll come back stronger. Right now, if we just continue the rate we're going, we're going to have nothing left. Yeah, so we are on the southern end of an island called Princess Royal Island. This island actually has the largest concentration of spirit bears, and this is one of the rivers that the spirit bear frequents. And so, yeah, this is a really special place. So when we started the concept of ecotourism back in 1999, we were trying to grow the business. And a big part of that was around bear being. And we knew we had something special. We have grizzly bears, black bears, and spirit bears. Spirit bear is one of the rarest bears on the planet. And so we really decided to go all in on tourism. It was around 2005. I had a group of clients from all around the world coming here to the Great Bear Rainforest to view bears, and we came across a dead bear. And his head was chopped off, his paws were chopped off, the fur was taken, and the rest of the bear was left there. And I just thought it was wrong. It was a violation. It was a violation of everything we believed in. But a lot of people didn't understand what was happening right in their backyard. They didn't understand that people fly in to British Columbia to come and shoot all these bears, and they do it for a sport. They don't do it for food. They don't do it to sustain their families. And so in 2012, we wrote up the first press release, and we launched it, and it said trophy hunting is banned in the Great Bear Rainforest, and it's banned based on Indigenous law. And I think once people started to see, I think the value started to change, and people didn't support it. And first they shut down the grizzly bear hunt in just the Great Bear Rainforest. Later on, they shut it down for the rest of the province. And so that was massive. I think we can take a lot of lessons from that bear hunt campaign, and we can tie it into the marine planning world. Our oceans are in trouble. Our rivers are in trouble. We're dealing with so many issues with climate change, with overfishing, declining stocks all across the board. And we need to do something. We need to do something now. To us, I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist to know that if you protect areas, stocks will continue to rebuild. And I hope more communities do this, and I think this is going to be the way forward, because people don't have the same connection that we have to this area. We live here, we see it, we feel it, and we know the importance of it. And we have a few sayings in our community. One is, what we have here is not ours. It belongs to the future generations, and so we're just holding it for the next generation. We have another saying, if you take care of the land will take care of you. And that's something that's ingrained in all of our work that we do.